welcome to my stream. I do apologize that this was definitely not expected. um, I was actually supposed to be a part of the Inimitable Books live stream, and unfortunately, there were two people who were sick today and had to cancel. And I hadn't actually scheduled my monthly stream because I've just been kind of busy and I didn't know when I was going to host it. So I was like, you know what? I planned on writing today, so I'm going to take at least an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours to get some reading done on my channel. So, hi, welcome. Um, yeah, I am Brie Bonomo. You're on my channel, and I'm gonna try to do some rapid fire sprints today. I don't have a ton of time. I actually have to leave at about noon, so I may be wrapping this stream up around 11:45, maybe 11:50, and I think because of that, I'm gonna be less chatty and more focused on the work. I'm hoping to at least get three sprints in. I'm thinking 25-minute sprints each. But yeah, let me know if anybody's here and joining me today, what you guys are working on for this stream. I am going to definitely be writing in my Project Mermaid, which is my adult dark fantasy, but I am also trying to finish up my video edits. So on the first sprint, I really think it should only take me like 10 more minutes to finish up the video that has to go up. I have some exciting announcements that I'm going to be making. So definitely, if you're interested, stay tuned for that video coming out this week. I have some cool things that I'm going to be a part of this year, and I'm very excited to share them. But yeah, I'll be doing that video edit just to finish up, and then I'll be doing my Dark Mermaid project. And if anybody past or present knows, I edit with iMovie, and my iMovie is making it impossible for me to edit right now. If anybody knows, like they show like the clips all at the bottom, and then like it'll like the little line will go through as it's like making its way like through your clips. And for some reason, it's like super slowing that down, that line, so that like it's just impossible to like edit because as I'm trying to like talk and like click things, like the space is like so small that I'm like, okay, like let me just chop this, but then I'm like chopping half my words out. I don't know. I've never had this happen. I was editing on my phone and I dropped my phone and I dropped it but caught it, but I don't know if I bumped something because now it's not working. It's super frustrating. So anyway, I don't know if anybody has tips on how to fix iMovie because I literally don't know what happened and why it's acting this way, and it's super frustrating. I do have another editor on my computer. It's just I'm almost done editing this video, so I don't want to have to like upload it and then keep going. It's just going to take longer, but I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it because when I try to like Google my problem, it's giving me like, oh, how do I slow down the video? Like go in slow motion. And that's not what's happening. I don't want to slow it down. It's just the clips themselves. I can't move and navigate to cut pieces out sufficiently. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining it very well because I've never had this issue and I have no idea what's going on. So anywho, good morning, Catherine. You came into the tail end of my little rant about iMovie, probably. So, so yeah, let me know, guys, what you guys are going to be working on. If 25-minute sprints are good for you, like I said, for anybody who's just jumping in here, I have to try to wrap this up around 11:45, 11:50 Eastern Standard Time. So we're only going for like an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to do as much writing as possible. So we're about at the 5-minute mark for starting the stream. So I think trying to keep, productive. I'm going to keep the talking to a minimum, and I'm going to jump right into the first sprint. So you guys can also, feel free to chat in the comments as we get going, but I will certainly try to keep there we go. I will try to keep this as quick as possible and solid. Glad we are in agreement with 25. Okay. So without wasting more time and me rambling, I'm going to go ahead, start this, and I'm going to mute myself so there's no music and stuff like that. I find that distracting myself. So I'll see you guys in 25 minutes. Best of luck. All right, friends, how did we do in that 25 minutes? Saw some people joined us, which is awesome. We had Aramis and Eva joined. Welcome, guys. Let us know what you're working on. Oops, what'd I do? Okay. There we go. So in that time, I feel pretty productive. I finished editing the video. I could not get iMovie to properly work, and I tried to have all the tricks. I tried to restart my phone. I can't figure out how to update iMovie, if that's even an option. So I might have to play around with that, but it doesn't come up in my like apps. At least it doesn't have to be updated if that's the case. And I don't know, but I was able to edit it thankfully. So I will be probably uploading that after I'm done streaming, and that'll be good to go for Wednesday. I think I'm going to put it out. And then I just did, let's see, how many words did I get? 137. I am in the end of my mermaid, so I'm in Act 3 officially. They are starting to cook up the plans, so the prince wants to officially court my mermaid main character, and my mermaid main character is like, I gotta act on this. I gotta figure out how to kill him. So I'm very excited to see like everything kind of come together. There's a couple points I was writing down notes and stuff about like what needs to happen, and just very very excited that things are coming together. It might end up being shorter than I initially thought, but I'm not sure. I'm just kind of discovery writing. I have like a crude outline, but I'm discovery writing for the most part just to try to get myself through this first draft. I kind of was hoping to be done by the first week of April, but work this past month and a half has been crazy. So I didn't really get as far as I had intended to. I kind of figured I would have been done drafting the first draft by like February. That did not happen. Let's see, Aramis managed to edit about half a page in 8 minutes. Hey, that's not too bad though. I mean, any edits are good edits, I'm sure, in any time frame. Yeah, I know you came in a little bit late, so that would make sense too. I feel like that's pretty good for the 8 minutes. I always find too that I edit a little bit slower sometimes, especially like trying to get my brain to work and things like that. So seems on brand for me too with that time frame. My gosh, I don't think you guys can hear, but my dogs are going crazy in another room right now. It sounds like they're murdering each other. They're actually not though. Yeah, I feel like everybody seems to be having a pretty good morning. I know Joanne said that got her smoothie, continuing to do some revising, which I just think this project sounds so cute. So I'm very excited to hear more about it when you're ready for it to be read by people. And Catherine's working on second book in middle grade sci-fi, which sounds awesome. I don't feel like, for some reason, like sci-fi with like younger audiences, I feel like don't sell as much, but I love sci-fi. And I think a middle grade sci-fi is great. Got a few words in. Puppies weren't cooperating with writing time. Just happy to be writing. Yes, that's normally how it goes for me too. Like my one dog might have to go to the bathroom. So the next sprint, I might have to take 5 minutes to take her outside, but it's always how it goes, right? Especially for me, anytime I'm live or I'm filming something, or if I'm just trying to watch TV, which I don't watch a ton of TV, but it's like every time I sit down, they have to go outside. Every time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I just took them out 10 minutes ago. It's time to go out again. Let's see. Came in late. My last sprint was 646 words. Dang. I don't know if that was just in like the time, or do you mean the sprint like before you came in? Because either way, that's a lot of words and that's awesome. Just getting into the action past fantasy. Project Fairy World. Ooh, Eva, that sounds right up my alley. Anything to do with fairies and fairy worlds. Totally a fun time. That sounds so adorable. Thank you. Hoping to finish with the book this month and get the book to 1K. Oh, yeah, that's a doozy for a romance. 118. I I tend to be like on the mark with writing or like a little bit under. So I tend to do all of my boosting up and my good filling up with my editing, so that could be tough cutting it down. I had to cut it down. My first novel I ever wrote was like 200,000. That was terrible to cut down. And then it was like, I think we have 3 books here actually. Okay, that's what I thought, but I was like, if you got like came in like 8 minutes and got that many words, like you would be a superstar. Ooh, yes, yes. I will say I've been slow with like my reading times, but I feel like a middle grade would be an easy one to get into. So either way, if or maybe betas. Maybe betas might work because I think I am supposed to be beta reading for somebody in April too, actually. So maybe a later draft might work for me. But I would totally read it, absolutely, if you would like me to. All right. Okay, so I know I caught up on the comments. I definitely hear they just rang the bell to go outside again. Oh, awesome. I don't have my phone in front of me. I could use it. Am I following you on what's your handles? I don't think I follow many people on Twitter, so I don't think I follow you there, but I can't remember if I follow you on Instagram or not. Let's see. Okay. Well, Brent, if you want to go ahead and send me your um, handles just to make sure I'm following the right one, I will do that. And then on that note, let's jump back into a 25-minute sprint for everybody. And that way we can all kind of keep the momentum going. If we could squeeze in 4 sprints, even, that would be awesome. I don't know if it's going to do because I'm on that deadline today, but all right. I'm going to go ahead, guys. 25 minutes on the clock. I will be muting myself as always. And here we go. Good luck. All right, friends. Another sprint in the dust. How did we do that time? Let's see. Oh my goodness. I started to really get into that scene a little bit more. Let's see. I wrote 342, so not too bad. About 10 minutes I was outside with the puppers. They needed to go out, and my dogs are my one dog in particular is just so picky on where she goes to the bathroom. So normally I have to take her for a walk, and it is freezing outside. It was like almost 50 degrees yesterday, and now it's 20 again today. And I'm so sick of this weather. And if you live in the north, I'm sure people can relate. I just want it to be somewhat, consistent, and it's not lately. So it's just super frustrating. But yeah, I took them out, froze to death, and now I'm back and I wrote 342 words. And I love a bit of tension. And I was going to initially have a way out for my main character, but I think I'm going to like change it up a little bit. And that way out that they thought was going to work isn't actually feasible. So they're just going to have to take a gamble. And I think it's going to raise the stakes a little bit higher in these last couple chapters. So very excited to see like how things are going. And let's see, Eva finished a scene. The next one, my cast are meeting the fairy world's version of spiders. Yeah, I agree with Joanne. I mean, I like spiders from a distance. Like I'm fine with them. Like if I was gonna see something, but like if they creep up on me, and that in the fairy world, definitely no. Also love that they meet not mermaids, which I'm guessing is your world version of like what a mermaid would be. But I love that. Adam, welcome. Just woke up. Brain will be back shortly. Yes, it's normally how the mornings go, right? Aramis edited 5 pages. Great job. Eva, 656. That's actually funny that you are so consistent. Good job for that. And you also got a plate of breakfast. Very good. Oh, very productive, I think, in that 25 minutes. Currently trying to decide what my male main character's parents' occupation should be. Okay. Um, there are so many options. So I could understand why that could be difficult. Is there occupations like crucial to the story or just crucial to like their character building? Because you could always do like, I don't know, if you're really struggling, you could do like a quiz. I'm trying to think. I'm not going to be able to remember what it is now. There's like it's for like high school kids, like to try to determine like what their um like best types of jobs would be for them. But you could always do it for the parents too. It's kind of like a personality quiz essentially, but it kind of gives you like options for your jobs as far as if like they want to make a certain amount of money, if you want to have like you want to live in a certain area, like it'll be like this is what type of job you should have because this will give you like this amount of money. Let me see if I could find it, and if I can, I'll throw it as a link in the chat. What thematically would give you? Yeah, that's definitely true. Thematically would give your MC something to work for. Yeah, that's another way to look at too. I mean, that's what I was thinking, like personality quizzes and stuff like that. You could even do like Myers-Briggs types of things too for your characters. Now that's a little bit more in depth, and if these are parents and they don't play a crucial role, you might not want to go all the way into all those personality things. But I tend to find like the Myers-Briggs stuff works pretty well because if you can get your personality for the characters down, Myers-Briggs tends to give like what your best jobs would be. And that's just like one idea too. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to find what I want. It sucks because I have this specific career test, like thing that I was going for. I have it on my work computer because I have used it with some of my kid clients before. But will I be able to find it now? Probably not. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry that I can't be more helpful in finding the actual one because I feel like the one that I am thinking of was really like great. It's definitely one of the better ones that I found, but I'm not going to be able to find one. So I guess I could just say in general, if you wanted to do like a career test type of thing for the parents too, that could be something useful. It tells me to write, I think. I always do the minor tags. Yeah, I find it really fun. I don't tend to do them for my characters as much because I tend to write fantasy. So the fantasy stuff, not that they're not unuseful, but I just don't tend to do them because I like to use them more for real world things. Um, but I do think they're a great tool in general, and I know a lot of people use them. You're welcome. I know I can't give you the one that I was actually looking for, but hopefully maybe that's just a way to start for you. I can't even think of like what the actual like thing was even, but oh well. If I'm at work and I think about it, Joanne, I'll have to DM it to you. Um, oh, and then I actually forgot to say that too. I originally picked for my male main character's dad to be emergency dispatcher and for the mom to be an EMT based on their desire towards helping people. Oh, I love that too. Had a hard time doing research, so I'm thinking that would go more in line with the food theme of the book. Yeah, research can be difficult. Especially I would just say too, like you could always use social media for like a call to action, just saying like, hey, like looking to get some like insight, like first person insight to these fields if you know anybody. I did that even though I'm a mental health therapist. I never worked in a mental health hospital before. So I never didn't really know like the procedures of how, like, if you're going into the hospital, like, what's the step by step? Like, what are you allowed to do? What can you have? So I just use Facebook because, like I said, I am a mental health counselor. So I am friends with a lot of mental health people. And I had just posted that in my Facebook and said, like, hey, looking for somebody to answer some questions around how mental health hospitals function. And I got like 3 people who were willing to talk to me and just answer some questions I had. And they provided a lot of insight. So when I was doing my a young adult contemporary, like mental health contemporary, that was very, very good for my line. And then similarly, I have a friend that works in a hospital. And for my short story that I wrote and submitted to an anthology, I asked my friend to just say, like, hey, just the medical stuff is minor, but will you just check and make sure that I am not speaking out of my ass? What's making you want to change away from the original choice shows? Yeah, great question. Yeah. And I would say too, I mean, it depends on like what you um like how you want to influence like your parent, like the parents' choices, like how that's going to influence your main character is essentially what you want to look at, I think. I think a person can love preparing and cooking for others without being there. Yes, and that's exactly what I was just getting at. Like their parents could be like EMTs and like helping professions. And maybe they never had time to make home cooked meals, and that's what inspired your main character to like get into that line of business or something like that. Like you could still connect it in some way. Or yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good one too. Grandma's homemade cooking. I'm thinking if the bakery isn't Sanders' family main income, what jobs could be if the bakery fell through? Oh, that's fair too. So like what would be like their backup plan? I mean, yeah, you could definitely just have like maybe they started in those fields and then they like made this bakery for like as a side hustle and then suddenly it became like very good. So like their backup plan would be to go back into that field. You could do that too, maybe. Yeah, hopefully all this rambling helped. Let's see. I think I have a comment, but it's not showing up right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. An emotional hook you could try is that one of them came from poverty and with the parents struggle to stay employed, the tries from being their siblings. Also a good one too. You're welcome. This is why I love like having chats like this. Like craft chats are my favorite because I love bouncing ideas and like just getting feedback on things. So it's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I love like beta reading or critique partners because I love being able to just say like, hey, here's like just my perspective on how things can maybe be changed or give your story a little bit more depth. Instilling the need to make food a joyous occasion rather than a struggle. Awesome. Yep, that's a good way to look at it too. Most kids at Christmas look forward to the presents, lights, Santa Claus, or church, but me, I've always been most excited for grandma's. Amazing. Yes. Doesn't gotta be so deep. It could be one moment. We all become what we are from moments, you know? It's actually really funny too, Eva, that you said this because this like particular thing, like that, your idea there was a poem I created a while ago. It was when I was in college, but the whole premise was around my grandmother's kitchen and particularly her chicken noodle soup. I didn't get to know my grandmother for very long when I was younger. I think I was only like 9 or 10 when she died. But the one thing I remember so clearly was how I loved her chicken noodle soup. And that was like the whole basis for my poem. So really like you're right on with this. Like it doesn't have to be deep, but like one moment can be so impactful. Thanks. I love this little chat. And not that I want to break up the flow at all because I feel like we're having such a good conversation, but I do want to be aware of my time and it's 11:15, so I think we're only going to have time for another 25 one more 25-minute sprint. So, if that's cool with you guys, I'm going to get that ready and we can do our last thing. I love that. I do have one of the reasons why there in another space. He loves baking as a way to relieve stress. That's so sweet. Yes. And baking is so, I have just started baking more as a way to try to reduce my food waste. Like when I find that like bananas or apples are going to be like on the bad side, I've been baking a lot and it's been so fun. I love it. Fair enough. Yay, I'm glad. Yes. Best way to put it. All right. Yeah, let's get into it. And then obviously you guys can keep chatting and I'll try to respond to in the chat as we're sprinting. But I definitely want to get into maybe my next scene of this chapter just to kind of keep my flow going as well. So yes. Oh, I love this. I can't wait to read this book. I love a good like emotional wound to be healed. Okay, anyway, let's start. Let's go on to our final sprint. Okay. Best of luck, friends. And 3, 2, 1. All right, friends. How did we do for our final sprint? Oh my goodness. So I am actually feeling really good. I didn't get a ton of words that time, but I feel like I'm in a really good position for the next 2 chapters. So I'm trying to see, where was I? Okay, there we go. I was trying to find my place. So I wrote 277 words, but on the plus side, I actually plotted out the rest of my chapter 25 and chapter 26. And I was actually decided that, like, before I went any further into the next 2 chapters, I really wanted to plot a little bit because there were certain points that I knew I wrote down that I hadn't gotten back to yet. So thankfully, I did that because 2 of them are kind of very good. And then, even though I didn't write it out officially, chapter 27, I also kind of know where I'm going with that, because chapter 27 is going to be back in the sea for my mermaid. And she's going to learn that while she's been gallivanting on the land, 3 more of her sisters have died in interesting manners. Um, Not really because of the other sisters, but because of the other sea folk have kind of taken matters into their own hands, and that ends up drawing up some confusion for our main character. So even though I didn't write it out, I pretty much plotted the next 3 chapters, which I'm very excited for. And I feel like having a plot of some sort to go off of helps me focus and do a little bit better. So yeah, so I feel pretty good about ending where I ended. Let's see. SS, I'm so sorry that you're joining in. And I am ending this stream. I do have plans that I have to leave for in 15 minutes. So I unfortunately, it's nice to see you, but I won't be able to sprint with you today. Promise, edited 3 pages, got distracted by a phone call. Always. But hey, 3 pages is 3 pages, and that's productive. Adam worked on an email to the cast of a play, need them to practice a specific song, and it's especially critical on musicals for people to stay focused. I can imagine. I have only witnessed musicals as like an attendee, but I imagine that, being on cue and is even more important when you're trying to align with the music. So SS, yes, gotta hear. But yeah, and it's okay. I was supposed to stream on somebody else's channel today, and then they ended up canceling unexpectedly, literally like very, very last minute. Like, it was like they canceled like after the time. So I decided to jump on here last minute as well. No words written, just a few entries from the occupation of the thesaurus. Hey, still productive. I just posted a TikTok yesterday about, any type of effort is productivity towards your writing. So, it doesn't mean we always have to get words every single day. And yeah. All right. Well, I do apologize. I have to go brush my teeth. So I am running on a very tight schedule. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to kind of end it here, guys. But thank you so much for everybody who's able to pop in. I'm glad that we got a little bit of productivity together and we had some good conversations. I'm glad that I forced myself to write some today, because I think otherwise I would have just slacked off. And look out for my announcement video that I have going up on Wednesday this week. It will be live probably in the morning. I'm going to say like 9 a.m. And as a hint, I did post the link on top. It's pinned to the top conversation. But if you guys are looking for a small indie press who is going to be releasing an anthology, that would be the Stitching Collection. And they just started a Kickstarter for this first project. So if you want to go check it out, and if you are able to contribute, that'd be awesome. And if not, you can look out for my announcement video later this week and get more details. So thank you guys, and you enjoy your day as well. And I'm streaming on Holly, oh my gosh, Holly Davis's channel this next coming weekend. I'm going to be in like the worldwide write-a-thon or something like that. So that's next weekend if you guys are interested in sprints all weekend long. Story Hearth is the channel. So I'll put that in the comments, at least the name. So come around next weekend and check me out. So, okay. Well, thank you guys so much. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.